else, if student GPA is greater than or equals to 70, the value is C. Else, if the student GPA is greater than or equals to 60, the value is F. And then else here, will omit the condition, else student grade, C grade is equals to, sorry, this becomes D, and here is the F. Okay, so we have to input the value first. You have to populate first the first name, the last name, and the T-score and the prog score or P-score. Then we're going to compute for the GPA. Once we computed for the GPA, we can look already for the equivalent grade or for the course grade. So now, how are we going to output the value? Okay, so for the output again, so we're going to make use of the for loop. For I is equals to 0 again, then I is less than size, and then I plus plus. So if you're going to take a look at our code, from the input, we have the for loop. From the process, we have also to use for loop. And from the output, we need also to have the for loop for the output. Now, for the output, there are two options to display the value on screen. Number one is 1 by 1, or the other one is tabulated. So let's make first the 1 by 1. Okay, 1 by 1 output. So how are we going to do that? Okay, so let's have first here system CLS to clear the screen. So right after we input the values, let's just clear the screen. Here also, let's have here. Let's have system, so that once we display the first record, we have the system CLS as well. And then let's have prompt for the user, cout record number, and then let's have I plus 1. And L. Okay, then let's go back to the output. So this is the first output. So if we want to display the record 1 by 1, so let's just put this one here within the loop. And then I'm going to display, let's say for example, let's have name na lang. Name. So I'm going to use student subscript I dot first name space student subscript I dot last name, and L test score is student subscript I dot T-score, then programming score is student subscript I dot T-score and L. Then we have to compute for the GPA is student subscript I dot GPA, and finally no semicolon here, equivalent grade is student subscript I dot C grade or course grade and L. So that's it. Okay, so I have to input 3 records. Once we input 3 records, we're going to add the test score and the prog score. Once we add the test score and the project score, we can get the GPA. Once we get the GPA, we can already identify the equivalent grade of the course grade. So that's letter A to F. So that's the output. So that's the first option for the output. Let's run the code. Enter your first name. So let's say, for example, Glorin Fuentes. Enter test score 78, and then I have 89. Then, so there is a waterfall effect because I use cin and get line. So I need to have here cin dot ignore. Okay. So again, I use get line and cin. Once we repeat the execution of the loop from cin, it will become get line. So we need to have the cin dot ignore here. So let's run again the code. Lauren Fuentes 7889. Press enter key. So record number 2, enter your first name. For example, Mike Velasco. The score is 878 and for example 76. Last record, for example, Jose. And then season. The score is, for example, 90 and 92. So since we already inputted 3 records, what will happen here is it will be computed for the GPA as well as for the course grade. Then what happened is it will display already the output one by one. So the first output is record number 1. Sorry. I did not put again system pause here. So you need to have system pause. Okay, let's run again the code. So Glorin Fuentes, 8978. Mike Velasco, Mike. So let's input value for record number 3. So let's, for example, have again Jose and then Son. And let's have 90 and 92. So again, once we enter the values, it will display one by one the record that we created from the previous input. So the first one is Glorin Fuentes. Test score is 89. Programming score is 78. GPA is 167. Equivalent grade is A. So we just forgot to put the set precision in getting the decimal places, but it's very easy to include the fix and the set precision to manipulate the decimal places. But again, once you see the output, it's already like reflected the name, the test score, the programming score, the GPA, and the equivalent grade is A. Now, press any key to continue is the system pause. Once I press any enter key, it will clear the screen and then it will display the other value, which is Mike Velasco. Mike Velasco's test score is 67, programming score is 75, GPA is 142, equivalent grade is A. Then next is, lastly, Jose Season, test score is 90, program score is 92, GPA is 182, and the equivalent grade is A. So we already displayed the 3 values, so that becomes display the value and then it ends the program already.